severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Kate Parker. Now, just when you thought this severe weather was going to quiet down, we are in store for some more storms today and tonight.
And that's the thing is, you had rain this morning, but there is another round coming. We're going to see some storms. And again, it's the kind of day where, yes, you had some showers and storms already today, but there's going to be another round. So first, starting off with the Torcon.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Georgia, that's a 3 out of 10 chance, 30% risk of tornadoes popping within a 50-mile radius there with thunderstorms. Now, right now, what we're watching is one storm in particular moving through the Charlotte area, especially north of town. Mecklenburg County, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Watching the storm move very quickly along north side of town is where we're likely to get maybe some hail or some strong winds. And we're tracking this to the east. So moving to Kannapolis at 10:13, 17 Concord, and over towards Unionville by 10:33. So another concern will be the heavy rain coming out of the storm as well. Even though it is moving quickly, that may not pose any major flood issues, but it's still more rain on very saturated ground. Speaking of more rain, we've got more thunderstorms right now coming into the Florida Panhandle. Leon, Liberty, and Wakulla under severe thunderstorm warning until 10:30. Watching that move on in. As we see the general picture with the visible satellite right now, it tells a lot of the story. But the one thing I want to point out is that there's some spots that are starting to get some clearing. And those are the spots I worry about for more thunderstorms popping later today. The front is still not through. We still have actually 2 disturbances I'm watching to come on through, which could help trigger thunderstorms later today. So look at the timing into the afternoon, 2-3 o'clock. Thunderstorms popping in North Georgia and western South Carolina, and there is the risk that these could go severe later today. So we'll be watching that for you. Meanwhile,
what you can expect through the day, because it's not just going to be this morning situation where it's dreary out there. Later this evening, things change. So you've got those cloudy conditions. You've got rain through your lunch hours starting to let up a little bit. Some of that drizzle in the forecast. Temperature soar. Then later on this afternoon and evening, when you're getting the kids, getting them into bed, whenever you're getting ready for bed, that's when you have the risk of thunderstorms. And some of those could be strong or even severe. Look at this area here. You do have a Torcon of 4. This is going to be across Jersey and Pennsylvania, portions of it, eastern West Virginia and Maryland. You're a Torcon of 3 here. You have to be on high alert throughout the day. This is something that you need to go ahead and change those afternoon plans and make sure through the evening you have something to wake you up if you're heading to bed, whatever it need be, because this first line clearing out, and you see that? No real rain to speak of. We do have a little bit of that fog there, but the clearing is what we're concerned about. Going to let up in D.C. here a little bit. You're going to see some of that sunshine. That's going to help heat the earth up a little bit. It's going to help us create some greater instability. So whenever we see that front arrive and move through, we'll see plenty of lift in the atmosphere. And Jen, that's when we could see some more of those thunderstorms.
Yeah, of course, we're going to be watching for severe weather, and it left a path of damage and destruction as it headed east over the weekend. Take a look and listen, especially. A lot of rain, right? It has been days and days and days of rain. We counted it up for you because I know you felt like it's been days and days of rain. For Atlanta, 8 consecutive days of rain. Charlotte, it's been 7. Raleigh, 6. Greenville, 7. And you're going to add another one today. Atlanta, it's still a chance. Actually, there might be a pop-up shower, but more likely than not. And then finally, the sunshine returns to the southeast. It's been a long time coming, I know, for you here across the south. In fact, look at April. I mean, April is not done yet, and we have had such a wet month. More than 6 inches in Atlanta, nearly 6 in Charlotte. Mobile, more than 11.5. Birmingham, nearly 7.5. So again,
I don't even care. I'm excited about a couple days of sunshine here. Yes. Okay, Patriots Day in Boston. No work. Red Sox need that heat today.
Well, I think it does. I think the heat actually affects times more than the rain. I ran my only marathon actually in the rain, and I have to say, it wasn't that bad in the end. It kept you cool the whole time.
So so maybe better times after.
But they've got an east wind in their face. 30,000 runners with an east wind in their face, and there's going to be more than 100,000 fans out there, hopefully, standing in the rain. Everyone here taking in the
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Finish line, and on the eve of a jury gathering to decide if the man responsible should be put to death.
Now, Jay Gray is live in Boston this morning with a closer look.
And it is a rainy day there, and not necessarily the best for spectators, but hopefully it's refreshing for the runners.
A big part of today is the Red Sox game as well,
yes.
Which has not been rained out since, I believe, 1994. So
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
The rain right now here in Massachusetts. What you can see is that east wind sort of driving that rain right in your face along the route.
Yeah, the game starts at 11 today, 11:05, and it looks like we've got a massive amount of rainfall that could be moving in during the game. So you're kind of in a break right now. We're not getting as much of that rain, but we could see those rain showers pick up right during the game later on this afternoon.
Yeah, there could be some rain delays. And just look at this wind. Oh gosh. All right, guys, you are dealing with some tough weather out there today, but it's still Patriots Day. I know a day that a lot of folks look forward to. A lot of folks have their traditions that go along with this, so I hope you enjoy it again, despite the weather out there today. What about through the rest of today?
Yeah, later on tonight, we're going to see some more thunderstorms, I think, and especially across the mid-Atlantic states, but I think we're going to see that kind of subside a little bit into Boston, not as much of those roars of thunder.
All right, so we'll see the rain track on in, though we do have to watch the rest of the Northeast, New York City, southward, Philly, D.C. especially, where there could be thunderstorms popping by later this afternoon. But for Boston, it's more of a steady rain kind of thing. This is where the east wind saves us from the thunderstorms, right?
Yeah, and then in New York, you've got a little bit of break around dinner time, but it's still going to be a little miserable, still cloudy and still wet. Now, after a weekend of dangerous weather across the south, we're actually now tracking the potential for more severe storms into the mid-Atlantic states today.
And that does mean the threat lightning. Let's talk about where. We got the red zone pretty far reaching here, all the way from the mid-Atlantic into the south, including into Florida. This is where we could see storms with lightning, but also with damaging winds and hail. And there's a couple of spots with the tornado risk as well. Looking right now at the concern, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning that is headed right towards Tallahassee. This storm, you can see, is tracking. It's moving east, actually, at 50 miles per hour. This warning goes until 11 o'clock local time. Gadsden, Leon, and Wakulla County under the warning here. A lot of lightning with this system, too, and that's what we're also tracking for you. You can see as we look at the broader scale of things going on, we've got that cluster of showers and storms, and then you can see this line feeding up into the northeast. There's going to be more storms that pop behind it as we get you into the afternoon. This is a look at where we have the highest available energy to feed thunderstorms. So this is where, when storm clouds start going, they have the potential to really grow tall into the atmosphere, and that we could see some big storms out there with potentially some hail or damaging winds.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Of winds with height indicates where we see the overlap. We might see a severe risk, including a supercell risk out there today, and perhaps some storms with tornadoes. That includes Philly and D.C. and Baltimore. All have a 4 on the Torcon. You can see the threat time is into this evening. Kate.
Now, Jenny, of course, we always pay attention to that tornado risk in our Torcons, but dangerous also is lightning. Meteorologist Mike Bettis separates fact from myth when it comes to lightning safety.
Center Live, I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Kate Parker. We've got places to be on alert today. Now, New York City kind of out of the mix for some of those stronger storms, but places like Philadelphia.
To the west, California, a state in crisis. 38 million residents affected by record low reservoirs and mandatory water cuts. Businesses are particularly farming, continue to struggle through this historic drought. But now we're hearing about other industries stepping up with innovative ways to save water. Dave Malkoff has more.
As well, so traveling in that area on the road is going to be a headache, but air travel a big problem too. So let's get your forecast in here, and I'm going to show you the delays that we currently have going on. It's definitely where we have these winds and we have those lower ceilings and the rain across the Northeast. Not to mention that one little severe thunderstorm warning that we have in the Carolinas there. You'll notice that we do have a little bit of a delay in Charlotte. So here's what's going on. If you're going in or out of Newark, hour 15-minute delay there, 5-hour and 7-minute delay going into JFK. Now, coming out of JFK, we are talking about a 45-minute to an hour delay. And it does look
a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for our area.
Jen.
For sure, Kate, for sure. If you want to get your flight on time, you definitely do. All right, let's talk about travel and talk about driving in the rain. You know, we worry about severe thunderstorms and tornadoes, but we need to worry about just plain old driving on wet roadways, because that is a big hazard. So let's talk about stopping distance and the average braking distance if you're driving at 70 miles per hour, which you know we all do on the highway, right? When it's dry, you need 315 feet. When it's wet, you almost double that at 560 feet. So the other concerns are not just the fact that you need more stopping distance, but also you can hydroplane, even at speeds as low or as slow as at 35 miles per hour. So, you know, even slowing down isn't going to completely fix the problem. You really need to two hands on the wheel kind of situation when you are driving on wet roadways. And not to mention the visibility drops when you got a lot of rainfall. We've been showing you that in New York City all morning long. And also, as you know, you see stuff ahead of you, they're not really going to become visible until you pass the minimum braking distance. And so that's where it becomes a concern. If there's a car stopped up there and you don't see it until it becomes too late, accidents happen that way.
Right. All right. Well, coming up at the top of the hour, just in 60 seconds, we're tracking the threat of severe